That's what happens when you don't have a producer to do it for you. Lloyd, can you hear me?
I can hear both of you.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I forgot one button to push, and that's why I've got a beautiful, sexy assistant to help me normally, and my wife has definitely missed. When I do this myself, I tend to make a few errors and mistakes, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, like the green screen behind you.
No, I'm not doing the green screen thing today. That was deliberate. That was deliberate.
Okay. I'll make it for you. I'll provide all the extra color.
Yeah, look, I don't know about providing extra color, but it's like that shirt's like a Technicolor yawn. You've got every color under the rainbow there.
Yeah. You know, I'm the color commentator.
You're colorful.
The colorful commentator then. Okay.
Yeah. Technicolor yawn. Anyway, thanks for joining us today, everyone. This is Oz by Drone. We're having a bit of fun today. This is an earlier than normal start to when we normally broadcast our show. Normally we'd be doing this an hour later, but to try and get a few people from around the world flying wherever you are, we're starting an hour earlier, and we're going to invite you to come fly with us. The way you're going to do that, you go fly your DJI drone wherever is convenient for you, put it up in the air, and you're going to set up a few things in DJI Go 4 to go and send that live video feed to us over here. One other thing that's happening in the background, and I just heard a little bleep from it, so anyone who's in the Discord chat today, in the verbal voice chat room, you can talk to us, or at least you can talk to me. Lloyd can't hear you, so you can say lots of bad things about him, and he won't know about it, and it's great. Michael B., I see you're in the chat room there. I see you're muted at the moment. Just say hello and make sure that it's working for us, could you? He's still muted. We'll wait for him to come and say hi later. But anyone else who wants to join in with that as well, you're welcome to come say hi as well. So what are we doing today? We're going to start with a little bit of news, give some people a bit of time to go and get ready to fly. How do you fly? Lloyd, if you can put those instructions up in the chat room if you haven't already done so.
I have tried exclamation point RTMP, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And did Nightbot respond?
No, Nightbot did not.
I had the audio turned down.
Let me try again. Is it all caps?
I can hear Michael B saying hello. So thanks, Michael. It's definitely working. Thunderbird 6 has just joined in as well. Now, this is a very relaxed kind of format today. This is not the usual super produced Oz by Drone. It's just very relaxed. I'm going to go into the YouTube myself and see if I can get to that chat room and put some instructions up there on.
There it is. It finally
got it.
Finally put it in.
Yeah. Okay. Now, those in the Discord chat room, mute your mics when you're not using it, just so we don't get too much feedback from the live show coming through. So if you're not talking, leave that muted. Cool.
Yeah, and if they're watching the show, just keep talking and annoying Greg.
You don't have to talk and annoy Greg, Lloyd. You just have to talk. You have to talk about Lloyd because he can't hear you and respond. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So the instructions are there. As soon as anyone is ready to fly, the only piece of information I need is your session key, that last little bit at the end of the URL. So Lloyd, when you see those things, you need to bring them to my attention and I'll go and put those shots up. Okay? So let's get started while we're waiting. What's happening in the news? Now, we don't have the fancy graphics this week, but we do have the ability to still go and have a look at some of our news, and people this week would have seen this message in their DJI Go app. So DJI has been pointing out the additional costs and restrictions of remote ID by placing this message directly inside DJI Go 4. So, you know, this is one of the challenges. If we want to go and communicate with the drone market, you know, those people who are flying, and get them to go and lobby their local politicians or senators or congressmen, whatever you guys have over there, it's hard for us to go and reach out. We can do that on our channel here, but DJI have a unique position where they can go and put this message up inside their app, and all of a sudden every one of their drone pilots that's out flying is seeing this in the app and hopefully communicating with their local member of parliament. Have you seen this one yet yourself, Lloyd?
No, I didn't. And I fired up my app because I was thinking about flying today, and then I got the batteries charged, both mine and the drones. But no, I saw it mentioned in a couple of news stories, but I hadn't seen it on mine yet because for whatever reason it didn't pop up when I fired it up to see if it worked.
So I understand you're a little bit slow, Lloyd, but you'll catch up eventually. Anyway, moving
Eventually,
right along. Yeah. And again, anyone in chat, please do let me know when you are ready to come up, and we'll put your video feed up. We're just going to interrupt the news, kind of like a bird interrupting Jeff. We're going to interrupt the news with whoever it is that comes online today. Our second story, this one is a video that was posted on Instagram. And I just heard from Drone Strike that the weather is no good where he is today. So that rules out him coming in and flying. Thanks for that little news update.
You got a super sticker.
I got a super sticker. Oh, who's it from?
Norman Smith. Whoops.
Norman Smith. Did you go and run the title for me?
Well, that's the funny thing. It's not working.
Guys, I love technology, but it's even more fun when it...
See, I pushed it 3 or 4 times and it's not working. So I'll just have to stick with my low-tech button over here that goes whee whenever somebody does a super sticker.
Okay. Look, thanks for that very much. Thanks for supporting the channel. It's appreciated very much. Okay, second video of the day. And where is it? I've got too many windows. There we go. This one is was on one of the DJI websites, and let's check it out. So this one is titled Surfing Through Shenzhen, and this is with Ferdigrapher using the digital FPV system from DJI. So very, very cool way of looking down the buildings there. Just a cool video that I thought I'd share with everyone. Lloyd, have you thought of going and doing some vertical diving off the side of buildings?
No. No matter how bad life gets, I'm not doing a vertical dive with a drone or without off the side of a building. No.
Yeah. Okay. And our third story today, this one's kind of a regular one. We've seen before the different laser systems used for dealing with drones. This is the US Navy now arming destroyers with a new anti-drone laser weapon system. So they're now doing that and having some fun with that. Now, I don't have Ken Heron's funky voice that we've got lasers. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Jeff says he's live.
Who's live? Jeff.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I know what Jeff's key is because I spoke to him before, so I'm going to go and add him into the mix right now. So while I'm adding Jeff up, can you tell me a joke?
Wirecast. Telstra. NBN.
Okay, you've got 2 or 3 there. You've got some good material to work with.
Yeah. No matter what you think, no matter how many times you upgrade Wirecast, it's still not going to give you your hair back. You asked for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I mean, we all know that you had a full head of hair before you started using Wirecast, but the upgrades aren't going to bring it back. Sorry. Just, they owe you for that. At least a good toupee.
Okay, so I'm looking here, looking for Mr. Jeff coming in right now, and it says opening. So it is trying to get his video feed, but I'm not seeing anything coming up yet. That is a little bit frustrating. And it worked so well in testing before, but I won't blame this one on Wirecast because I am, pushing outside the limits of what it can do.
Well, it worked a couple of weeks ago, too.
Yeah, I know. It worked beautifully a couple of weeks ago.
You got
I got another super
$10.
sticker.
Yep. You got a super chat this time from Wayne King. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you, Wayne. You're absolutely spectacular. You do help out on a regular basis.
Greg with a mullet. Yeah, that would be good to see.
I have shredded all embarrassing photographs of my youth.
Well, that's right, because you're young enough that you were in the heyday of the mullets.
Yeah, although I didn't do one myself. So here's what I'm doing at the moment, just to share with everyone in the background.
And
I've got an RTMP. What was that?
He's E0, $2 super chat for advanced hair. Yay! This is working out well.
How many times are people going to pay out on Greg while he's trying to get the technology working?
Yeah. Okay. It
Okay.
still isn't coming through.
No, it's not coming through. And you saw this work a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah, we did. And you tested it, I'm sure, with Jeff already.
No. I tested it with my own drone, just making sure the RTMP was working, but I'm just going to restart the process anyway.
All right.
So kill Nginx.
He says, I did the temp, but just getting a connecting is all he's getting.
Okay, so I will restart it.
Okay.
Nginx. The wonders of debugging live on air.
Yeah, and this, well, my,
I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. Lloyd, just to make it interesting so that I can also go and try and troubleshoot and fix it, can you post the rendezvous link in the background into the YouTube chat? Anyone who wants to come in and say hello to you, I'll bring them in and I'll continue to troubleshoot and you can have a conversation and that way I can fix it without looking. Yeah.
All right, let me put that in this chat. This is... Actually, let me do it this way. Let me get that Wirecast rendezvous link.
By the way, speaking of Wirecast, this is the newest and latest and greatest version of Wirecast. I upgraded before the show today. I haven't technically tested with this version, but I don't think it's a Wirecast that's that particular
I don't
problem.
think it is either.
It does have other challenges, but we had some fun with the chat earlier and continue to do so.
Anyways, there's the chat for rendezvous link. There's a rendezvous link, so if you want to come in and keep me company while Greg figures out what he's done wrong. I mean, what he's...
This was all planned so well. By the way, speaking of planning, this week has been an absolute crazy week. I've been waiting for a new car for a long time. That's finally come here. In the midst of all of that as well, one of my neighbours dropped in yesterday. His name's Terry, and he's a really nice guy. He's only lived here for a few months now. His mother went for a heart bypass a week ago, and unfortunately, she got a post-operative infection and passed away. This last couple of days, so that's not so pleasant. Then you go into the Discord chat over here and we hear from one of our viewers.
He's saying it works. Jeff says it's working.
Okay.
So he must have finally got in.
Opening.
Careful, Greg has a hair trigger. I'm just reading the chat, Greg. They love you, Greg. Just remember, if you don't laugh at yourself, somebody else will.
Yeah. And especially amongst this crowd, it'll happen no matter what. RTMP : //192.168.1.1:1935/live/Jeff. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
It came up.
All right, Jeff. We
have a Jeff.
got you live now. We have Jeff.
Now, he's hearing us with a bit of lag. So, Jeff, when you're ready, go and take off. He did give us an advance warning that his internet is, well, it's not provided by Telstra. It's provided by AT&T.
Oh, well, it's kind of gray. No, it's colored
All
back
right.
now.
Jeff, go take off.
I have no idea how long the delay is on this. I've already had some people come by and stare at me for a minute.
You're doing good. You're doing good, Jeff. There you go.
So this is the infamous heron bird. So the drone that was Ken's famous bird that he kind of, well, it had an untimely ending. I'll just say that much. But Jeff went and took that drone and breathed life back into it. Worked on the hardware fairly
so there is
tirelessly.
a delay because I just heard what I said to you a minute ago. So there's like a really bad delay. I will try to do this without listening to the stream in the background. So this location is called the Oil Ranch here in Hockney, Texas. This is a location that I come out to and I practice all the time. They have, I guess, a recreational facility out here that lets you have, like, you can interact with live animals. They've got, like, cattle and goats and sheep and you name it all over there. They've got a swimming area. They've got baseball, basketball. They got this huge, giant, like, bouncy thing in the middle, which is really kind of cool. I'm going to try flying away, see if I lose connectivity.
This is cool, Jeff.
All right, so we're going to move over here toward the lake. Now, remember, of course, this drone crashed and has been rebuilt, so I would imagine that it probably has its own quirks. So be patient with it if it cuts out on you. I'll go over here by the lake. The people here that own the facility, they give me carte blanche to fly out here anytime I want to. Winds are light, so I only probably got about maybe 10-mile-an-hour winds. Not anything too serious. I was out here last weekend, posted a video where I was in like 40-mile-an-hour winds, which was insane. You'll see the railroad track running along the side over there. They have one of those mini trains that goes all the way around the lake and then loops around over here. I don't think, yeah, that's the guy that is like the caretaker here, driving back to his house. There's a paintball field that they had over here that was pretty cool. They used boats. Can you imagine sitting there playing paintball, shooting at each other through all these boats? Would be kind of cool. The fence has since fallen down, unfortunately, and the cattle have gotten in here and sort of tore the place up because they let them come in here and
So while his video stream has paused there, just anyone else who's ready to fly, please let Lloyd know in the chat. The only thing I need from you is your session key that we're going to use to bring your video feed up.
Yeah, if
Now,
Yeah,
of course,
just
there's a
put the type it in
delay.
the
I
chat.
can hear myself on the other phone in the car.
It's looking good, Jeff. Well,
This
just
is a
froze.
church nearby.
Just a quick comment from Thunderbird6. He has suggested that Jeff should watch out for, what was that, Lloyd?
Birds. And neither one of us have the music to play.
I should have looked it up.
Yeah.
This church was made back in the 1800s. It's one of the founding churches here in the state of Texas.
Hey, stop talking. Hey, just stop talking and just practice flying.
That's one of his many children.
No, ain't gonna be doing no birds on this, Joe. Thank you very much.
And I want to run all the way to the church and all the way back.
We'll have some fun. We'll come over here and buzz the car.
Such words of wisdom.
Hey, let me know when to go.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you. That's his production team, right, Thunderbird?
All right, wave at him. Give him a wave. Say bye-bye, drone.
Bye, Dom.
Bye-bye, drone.
Hey,
I hope you remember them wires that were back there.
What was?
Well, yeah, exactly. We'll find out in a minute. There's a phone pole over near that lake, depending on how far back it goes. There's those wires right there. He was above them.
hey, Dave. Dave. Hey, Dave.
All right.
Hey.
That's 400 feet, 1,600 feet away.
Dave.
That's as far as I'm going to go. I am going to bring it back. Stop. Okay, just a minute. You got to love it when I got a live mic and a 4-year-old or 5-year-old who's impatient.
They tend to get that way, Jeff.
That's what I sound like.
Okay. There's our first for the global fly-in today, and I wish to thank you, Jeff, for that very much. So I'll assume he is signing off or about to do so, and we'll go to a news story and come back to us for a little while. That was cool.
That was fun. That was awesome.
And I love the way that he presented that, having a talk about the area, and, he knows the people around there, and,
Even
checks
though
out
his
that he's got
son
permission
told
to
him
fly.
quit talking and start flying.
Well, there is that, yeah. There is that. Okay, let's get back to a news story or two. And in the background, everyone who is here today, you are welcome to go fly. In fact, we would love you to go fly.
Otherwise, it's going to be a short show.
Otherwise, it's going to be a very short show. Next time I do this, I might... Yeah, I just got a message from John. Let's do this. I'm going to call him live because he said, I can't even sign into the chat this morning. The screen is frozen. So he's trying to work out how to do it. Tell you what I might do. I'm going to cut and paste the messages from Nightbot into a message to John.
There you go. The flight was a success. Yes, Bob Casey, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I've just sent John a message, and when he's ready to go live, we'll see if we can cut to him as well. But he was having trouble logging into the YouTube chat, so.
Right.
Okay, let's move on in the news. So our
We
next
did a
story
project
over
where
here.
we're racing against an ambulance, and we've got a defibrillator, automatic defibrillator in the Sparrow. We typically get to the cardio arrest patient long before the ambulance would, so we can now help save lives. We have 4 drones in the fleet today. The largest drone is the Condor. It looks like a small helicopter, literally. It's gasoline powered. It's 180 kilogram payload capacity, which is 400 pounds, 200 kilometers in range at 120 kilometers an hour. And then as you move to the smaller drones, we've got the Falcon, which is electric, and its capacity is around 50 pounds, I would say, and maybe around 60 kilometers range. And then as you go smaller, we have the Robin, which is about 11.5 kilogram payload capacity, which is about 25 pounds and about 40 kilometers. And then our smallest one is the Sparrow, and it has a cargo capacity of about 4.5 kilograms.
I love the look of that drone, the Sparrow. It's an interesting shape. 70 kilometers an hour speed, range 30 kilometers.
Are similar.
I'll just see if we've got any more interesting. I'll leave it on the screen, but I'll mute that for the moment. So this is a company, a new player in the cargo drone arena, and they're having some interesting products there coming out. The new cargo drone is capable of lifting 180 kilos, so that's 400 pounds of payload. And this has currently reached the stage of commercial testing in Canada. The aircraft is reportedly going to provide next-gen logistics services for retailers, service providers, and government agencies. This is manufactured by a company called Condor. So yeah, it looks really interesting. I just like looking at the new technology. That's why I wanted to include this story here today.
Yeah. That Adam Sky Pixels DS he says you want to take the XR5 up.
I'll take any drone that you can send to me as an RTMP feed. We'll put it up.
Yep.
Whatever it is, we'll put it up. Just make sure it's, suitable content. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, so that was an interesting drone. A bunch of drones, the new player there. I thought I'd share that one with you, and that was featured on Yahoo News. That was where we got that one from. Okay, pardon me. Couldn't find the mute button in time. Our next one we've got is Heli Guy is where we sourced this one from. And we've got an onboard supercomputer that is being used on some equipment to automate DJI drone flights. So let's have a look at this. Basically what we've got here, I'm just clicking on the story. Lorenz Technology and CG Labs are teaming up to showcase this AI link integrated with a DJI M210 drone. Now what their application is, they're looking at how do they more rapidly audit what it is that they've got in a cargo yard. So it's able to identify and read the back of those cargo containers, understand where they are, what they are. And I believe it's also got some thermal cameras that are being used to understand any emissions or problems associated with that as well. But they're using that to pre-program the flights and conduct the automated missions. And they're also going to be using this in other sectors, in defense, industrial construction, agriculture, and so on and so on. But just another interesting new application in the drone space. How are we doing with our friends in the background there? Anyone ready to fly?
Not yet.
Okay. That's okay. We'll take their time.
Thunderbird wants
Nick-
to know, do you have a virus?
I don't have a virus. I've had chronic sinus problems for many, many, many years, and my throat and coughing and all of that kind of stuff is never ending.
His head's full of crap. I'm sorry. His sinuses get blocked up.
They do. By the way, I just want to pause for a minute just because I just looked over to the Discord app, and I want to acknowledge Nick, High Tech Redneck. You know, he said he would love to fly today, but he's in another city. He's currently awaiting a heart transplant for his son. But he says it looks like it's going to be a while, and they're sending us home until they have a heart for him. So our thoughts are definitely with you, Nick. We mentioned before my next door neighbour, and you know, for those who've been a regular watcher here, my dad recently had some brain surgery, and we've had Ranger and all of these different things from different people we know
Rodney
going
Bell.
through things. Rodney Bell, yeah.
Yeah. So
All of
Adam Pixel's testing, is the key just random?
You tell me a key. You can make one as long as I know what it is. You must tell me what the key is, and then I will pull data from that key. If I don't know the key, I can't put you live.
So they can put in whatever they want for a name for the key?
Anything you like. You can put your name.
Okay. Whoop.
Like-
I'm being paged.
Jeff's key was just Jeff, right? So everyone else, you can put your first name as long as it's unique. And you tell me what it is. Keep it all lowercase so I don't have to worry about that kind of problem. Keep it all lowercase. Put it in the chat somewhere. Lloyd will get it to me, and we'll send you
I'll be
live.
back in just a second.
Okay. So while Lloyd is doing that, I want to share with you something, another news story really briefly. This one is a drone that can hear the shape of a room. So this is a story that came up on Drone DJ. And there's a diagram here, and this was kind of cool from a maths perspective, but the story goes on to say, as the industry for self-driving cars, robots, and other unmanned vehicles quickly evolves, engineers work to overcome the limitation of sensors that use visual or infrared or thermal information. And this is work being done at Purdue University and the Technical University of Munich. So they've proven that there's another answer, and this one is actually able to hear the shape of the room. Now, I encourage you, after the show today, the links are not yet there in the chat today. I'm a bit behind, but I will put the links up in the chat a little bit later today, and you'll be able to have a look at these stories yourself. They're also available on Dronebook for those who would like to go there. We put all of our stories on Dronebook after the show. But this is interesting because last week, I think it was last week or the week before, we actually had a story about a drone that had a microphone built within its propeller. I don't know if this one's using the same logic in the way that it's actually mapping that to understand where the sound is coming from. But that we did see before. That was an interesting idea, an interesting concept. And welcome back, Mr. Lloyd. There we go, getting himself resettled. Anyone ready in the chat? Let's go have a look.
Okay, I'm back.
Oz by Dronovirus. Thanks, Thunderbird. Adam Gleason, random key. Okay, I'm going to go and pop that one in there right now. So while I go and create that shot for him, Lloyd, tell me a joke.
You know, you'd think I would have some jokes ready. You do this to me about every, but then again, I didn't know I was going to be co-hosting today.
Well, you knew it was a distinct possibility.
Yeah, I did, but I had company and didn't get a chance to look any good ones up. So,
Well, that's not my fault. You've got to go and turn your son away next time.
Yeah, I'll just tell him not to show up. Yeah, he only comes over like once a month, so can't be bothered with this month. Man, I don't have any jokes to tell. I heard one the other night, but I forgot it now. Yeah, that's the problem. I hear these great jokes, and then I forget them by the next day. I need to start writing them down.
Yeah, so basically old timers disease.
Old timers, yeah. And see, that's it. I don't even have Alzheimer's. I just have old timers. See,
Well,
with
for you, it's
Alzheimer's, I'd have an excuse. Yeah, sometimers.
Sometimers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am looking for that stream right now. That stream key 1244. You will be outside in 10 minutes. So I've got that ready to come up on my screen.
Excellent.
Thunderbird is saying, let's hope we don't need toilet paper for it, Greg. By the way, have you guys got this problem in America?
What?
The toilet paper problem.
You mean a shortage?
Yeah.
No.
In Australia, you go to a supermarket, there is no toilet paper.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am talking about the entire aisle. And once they'd run out of toilet paper, then people started buying regular box of tissues for the purpose it was originally intended for. And then we've run out of kitchen paper towels.
Okay, that sounds like a serious paper shortage problem.
That would be a problem. It would be a rough kind of way to do it.
Yeah. That's well. Being we're waiting on the next person, I will tell you, it's not a joke. It truly happened, but it's a true story. When I was in the service back in the 70s under the famous President Carter, we were running, had fuel shortages, and we ended up having a paper shortage. Well, the Air Force, in their wisdom, wrote up a whole new set of orders that had to be read at roll call in the morning. And of course, part of the problem was we were taking home, if they had extra back in the supply room, somebody'd grab a roll or grab a package of them, take them home. Well, anyways, so they started running out of toilet paper or paper. There was a big paper shortage. And this is in the 70s. So they issued an order that to be read. It said that you were allowed 1 sit per shift, 2 wipes per sit, and there's no H in that, per sit, and 2 sheets per wipe. And they had to read it at every roll call. They used reams of paper to write these orders. So there was lots of them around. So some of us used the orders for the paper.
Well, it's obvious what people thought of those orders.
Exactly. And our commander was red-faced, partly because he was laughing. He'd been laughing when he started reading it. But he almost, that's a lot to say, to say per sit, without the H.
So he's got to give a copy of that order in written form to every person, and they end up using them. Ooh,
yeah. And not only that, he had to read it
something.
at every roll call for a week. That's a true story.
I've got audio from that one coming in, but no video yet. So this is the RTMP feed from Adam Gleason. I've got his audio. I'll just turn that down a little bit so we can continue until we see some video. We'll see how that goes.
Before the week was out, the supply room was filled with toilet paper all the way to the ceiling.
Okay.
We started supplying our own, it was better than the military stuff is just, it's industrial toilet paper. So I thought you guys had bidets down there anyways. What do you need toilet paper for?
In Australia?
Yeah. You don't have bidets?
Not commonly.
Oh, okay. All right. Only the rich Upper crust.
You're still likely to have an outhouse in a lot of places. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, let's get back to our news while we're waiting for our next video stream to come in. And again, if anyone wants to come in, let's just quickly give the information in the chat. So 2 commands there, RTMP and help. So use that information to work out how to come in today. I might pause that stream for the moment just because of the fact that it's distracting to me. So when you come back, let me know when you're ready and when you got some video, and I'll throw that one up. Moving on. So drones for blood delivery. Now this is not a news story. We've seen this before. Zipline, a company that's been doing drone blood delivery for some time now. Let me go and get that story up. Rwanda completes 25,000, I'll say that again, 25,000 flights for blood and medicine delivery. Moving on. Story we've seen. I'm hearing things in the background as if this is ready to go up for this flight now. I'm just going to try and check it one more time. I kind of heard the DJI Go 4 app with the takeoff sound.
Yeah. It says this show has reached the bottom. That's what Thunderbird 6. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, we pretty well flushed the show discussing toilet paper and, you know.
Yeah. Okay. As I was saying, drones for blood delivery, 25,000 flights. I think that's a pretty awesome achievement.
It is.
And proof that the use of drones for this kind of purpose is possible on a commercial, large scale. They're doing absolutely incredible over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what the problem is here is we got people that's wanting to do commercial stuff, but they're wanting to do it for their own, to line their own pockets and taking, you know, that's where the remote ID thing's going on here in the States is they don't want to share any space, you know.
You know, this remote ID thing, we could talk about it forever and a day. The ultimate
it's not going to change it.
The ultimate things that everyone can agree on. Tell me if I'm right. Everyone can agree it will happen in some form or some shape.
I think pretty well everybody has come to that conclusion. We don't like it, but we've come to that conclusion. Yeah.
No, I'll disagree with you. I don't think you should dislike it. There's going to be something, not necessarily for the purpose for identification, but for the purpose of drones to see each other and to fly safely, right? So forget about who sees the data, but there's got to be something where they go and talk about where they are.
There does, yeah.
Okay, so if we can agree on that, there's going to be something. The only question is, what are the optional extras that could or should be included with it, and what's the kind of fair balance to mix for privacy of those flying?
Right.
Right. In my opinion, the location of the pilot shouldn't be publicly accessible information. It should absolutely be transferred back somewhere so that law enforcement can access it, but not Joe Q public.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Anyway, here's what we're going to do next. I've got 1, 2, 3 more stories. I've got one which is, let's do this one. I'm going to go out of order a little bit. This is just a photo with some commentary from, I've got audio coming in again as if he's ready to go live. It's like the little drone that could. The pilot should be somewhere so that law enforcement can access it, but not Joe Q public.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You can hear that audio there?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah. Anyway. It's like he's trying to get the drone up. He needs a little blue pill. Anyway, let's move on. I'll mute that again. Elon Musk says the US F-35 stealth jet would have no chance against a drone fighter plane. It's an interesting comment. I don't know what his motivation to talk about this was. Have you heard about this story, Lloyd?
Just briefly, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it because what is the gist of the story? Yeah.
Well, he goes on to say at the U.S. Air Force Air Warfare Symposium in Florida, Musk said there should be a competitor to the F-35 program, according to a tweet by Lee Hudson, the Pentagon editor at Aviation Week. The F-35 would have no chance against it. So the question is, could or should the US Air Force be looking at unmanned aerial vehicles that slightly differently to what they're doing at the moment? Perhaps what type of aerial vehicle would have a chance against that kind of a fighter, and how can that be used for appropriate defense capabilities? At the end of the day, I think definitely that any unmanned aerial vehicle, just because of the nature of it's unmanned and therefore you don't have the physical limitations of the human body, you can definitely do some interesting maneuvers as part of your attack strategy.
Yeah, as long as, of course it would already be, because I'm sure that the aircraft are, the manned aircraft, or the stress rating on the wings and all that is far higher, lot higher G's than what the human body can handle. So without having a pilot in there, they could go to the max on it. And
yeah. Okay, what time we got? We got 1:45 the hour. We only had one flight so far. Last time we had a fair few. Encouraging people again. Love you to come and fly with us today. So please do come and join us and go fly wherever you are in your part of the world. And we'll put your video up on the screen. Let's see how that one was coming that we were looking at before. We've still got audio, but no video. I tell you what I'm going to do. If they're watching us now, we're going to pick another stream key. Instead of 1244, let's pick 1245. And I'll make that active and ready to go. Try it again. Maybe reboot your equipment. I'll turn that off. There we go. Please do reboot your equipment. Give that another go. And while I'm adding that with a new stream key, it'll take a few seconds.
4 or 5,
Lloyd,
right?
Have you got another joke?
I didn't have one the last time. Why would I have one now? Hang on. Alexa. See, I can't even get Alexa to work.
Is that your joke?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Alexa don't work here. I've mentioned her name 3 or 4 times and she ain't worked. Oh, what can I say?
Okay. 1245. That was originally, I think, Adam. So use 1245 instead, reboot your gear, and hopefully that's going to come up. If anyone else wants to send a video feed in, please do so. We'd love to go and have a look at that today. So, without further ado, our second last news story of the day. This one was a morning drone flight during some fog in Niemce in Poland. Originally shot in 4K. Now, obviously, this is not the same quality that we have here. The particular video footage was found on Phantom Pilots. After the show, I will definitely edit the description for this video so you can find out more about that link and check out some more of their footage. But this was absolutely gorgeous.
I got a joke now. What do you call it when police shoot down your cocaine drone? A crackdown. Don't say anything. It's from one of the audience members.
Some beautiful footage here. In fact, I might just quickly get their YouTube channel up on my screen, and I'm going to post the link to this video. It's absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Dan, Drone Worship, surely you can go fly somewhere and send me some RTMP. I'm going to try and do this once every month is kind of my plan.
Yeah.
You're working on your truck. Okay.
Well, yeah, I think you can do like the, how about first Friday of the month? First Friday of the month, there you go.
I'm actually thinking of doing it like that because that way I can be flexible with my time and avoid Kelly's
over,
broadcast.
yeah, because,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's it. Boy, I'm glad I thought of that. Wow.
I already had.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. So remember, first Friday next month, we'll be doing the same thing again.
The first Friday fun fly.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's a mouthful. First Friday fun fly.
Except that it's a Saturday in Australia.
Well, okay. But for the rest of for the world that's left behind, it's
for the slow
Friday.
ones, it's a Friday.
Yeah, for the slow ones, it's Friday.
Just a reminder, those in Discord, your audio is live, and Michael and Dash, you're welcome to go and say something amusing or funny if you think it's appropriate. Even more fun to talk behind Lloyd's back because he can't hear you.
Yeah, well, okay. I'll be in Discord later.
I'm sure you will. So again, I've put the link for this one over here. Mark's Droneworks. Hey, Greg and Lloyd, just logged in and wow, live outside broadcast. Yes, that's the idea. Mark's, if you have a drone and you can fly and it's able to do RTMP, send us some video and we'll include that today. Same for you, Steve Mack. If anyone wants to fly, today's the day, today's the time. By the time we finish the news stories, and we've only got a couple left, that's when we'll leave it for today.
Yeah.
So give you a little bit more time to fly. By the way, in other news, Greg Hilton, who is our Explore Australia producer, Greg's been a little behind on the Explore Australia stuff because he's been moving house, and for reasons that I don't fully understand, he had to move house twice. There was a problem with someone who was a housemate or flatmate or something where with the initial moves and that.
So
just
how do you get
wasn't
the
gonna
audio
work
with
out.
the fly-ins, Greg?
How do you get the audio with the fly-in? So the audio comes through the RTMP feed. It'll just work automatically. So if you're using DJI Go 4, it'll come through, no problem.
I still miss you, babe. And don't
Who's singing?
miss a thing.
That's got to be Dan singing. I can hear it now.
You can hear it. How come you can hear the audio now?
I don't know.
'Cause I'm amazing.
Yeah, it's got to be Dan singing.
It is Dan
Yeah.
singing, yeah.
It is Dan
Who else
singing.
would it be?
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I'm eating cornbread right now. I'm working on
You're
my
eating
truck.
cornbread? Yeah,
Well,
Dan.
he's humming with his cornbread.
Yeah. We were hoping to have you come in and fly today. In fact, anyone else who's left, we got about 10 minutes, maybe 15 at the most. We got 2 more news stories to do. If anyone comes in and wants to fly before then, we'll chuck it up on the screen. Love to do that.
I might be able to set something up next time. Right now, man, it's dark outside and I'm still trying to install the starter. I started this at 11 a.m. This is a big job.
Okay. Well, have fun with that, Dan, and look forward to seeing you next time. Which drone would you fly if you could fly it next time? Is it going to be I think you got a Mini, didn't you? Or have you got something else that can do RTMP? And if so, what is it?
I didn't even realize that. Can the Mini do RTMP?
I would say probably yes. Can it go to YouTube?
I've never tried to live stream at all from it. So I don't know. I've been jumping into a whole new world with that.
Yeah.
It uses a different app than
I know it uses a different app, but I'd be very surprised if they took that out. That would be just insanity.
Well, but I think the only way to go live with it is a live screen stream. I think that's what we all
Oh, that's right. Mel mentioned that. Yes, that is. Yeah. I remember that now. Mel,
Yeah.
On it forever. Yeah, and I don't think the Solo or the Bebop or the Xeno, none of those are going to do an RTMP anything. So,
yeah.
I think for the next show we might look at getting a screen capture app working on one of those phones so we can like.
I don't want to do screen capture stuff. It's not quite what we're after.
Yeah.
So, look, without further ado, we've got one last story here. I'm going to quickly cut to that right now. Let me get that on the screen and press.
Wait a minute. People can hear me on your show singing?
Yeah, people can hear you.
I'm sorry I boxed all you with my beautiful voice mixed between Fergie and Jesus.
So this is this last clip. Yeah, he is, isn't he? This last clip is just entitled "Racing Drone versus Flamethrower."
Oh, I saw that. It was amazing.
Yeah. Just the concept of doing that and having some fun with it, and can you get past the flamethrower before the flame gets you? It was cool. And just watching that fireball. Now, we did have plans to have John Morrison, my regular co-host. He was trying to get it working earlier today, but his iPad gave up the ghost, and he was unable to come in. We did have Chris Hope earlier on during the show. Thanks, Chris, for being part of it. Ken Heron was looking at doing this, but I don't see him in the chat today, so he got a little bit
Jeff
sidetracked.
Sills was on, not Chris.
Sorry, did I say...
You said Chris.
Jeff Sills.
Chris Hope was on last week, or last time we did this.
Last time we did this,
Jeff Sills.
Thank you, Jeff. Anyway, look, we've reached that point of the show where I'm going to say thank you to everyone for being part of the show. It was fun having you here. I've just muted the Discord for a couple of minutes on the live to air so I can do the bit of the wind up. If you want to be part of this next time, it's actually next time, a month from now, I'm going to be ready to go overseas and do some traveling myself. So don't know when the next one will be. But if you've got some video footage, send it to us. I don't have the fancy titles today. Send it to upload@gregkuhnert.com. We'd love to have you send in some footage. We'll include it in a future episode. Thank you to those who have supported the channel with your super chats today. I'll just quickly go back and acknowledge a couple of those. Where are we? Thank you to Norman Smith. Appreciate it. May the drone be with you. E0, Advanced Hair, yeah. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Love it. Wayne King, $10 super chat. Appreciate that. And there was a super sticker a little bit further. I can't remember who it was from, but I can't scroll back any further. But thank you very much for that as well.
Let me see if I can
That's
find
all.
it.
You got it?
Norman Smith.
Was it Norman that did that one as well? Okay. Thank you,
Yeah,
Norman.
Norman did the super sticker. It says, pair character doing a shaka sign with his hand saying, cool.
Yeah, so this is one of the funny things, the software that we use to do titling, which is also not working today.
Yeah.
It's unable to do the emojis, so it actually tries to translate it into words, and it's quite funny watching what comes up from time to time. Anyway, that's all we've got time for. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Oz by Drone community. We'll see you all next time. Bye for now.
gonna live. I can't hear anything. Yeah, I don't understand. I can't hear anybody other than you.
I don't think anyone's talking on the Greg.
What?
What?
What just happened? Oh, whatever. Dude, my starter just arrived. Can you believe that? I'm out here with a flashlight trying to put this thing in. Unbelievable. I hate our UPS. Unbelievable. Oh boy. Ooh, it's clean. Oh, then what's all this stuff? Broken things.
Our microphones are still live.
Oh, what the hell?
Greg, our microphones are still live.
He knows, he said it.
Yes, for the record, I did put the mics of our Discord friends up live just for a little bit of fun. But anyway, good night, everyone. See you next time.
How is that?
I'm back to you. Just messing with it. You're not live now, Lloyd. You can talk to me if you choose to do so. No, you're not. I can't. Now I can. There we go. I kept you down. It was the others. Yeah, that's fun. So, speaking of which, I should go and change this because right now I can't. Voice and video, change that to word into. And I can hear it. Hello, guys. You can't hear them, yeah. You were talking about Lloyd, were you? Okay. Yeah, okay. Dan, you're breaking up a bit. You're overloading your bandwidth, mate.